Morning, guys. I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters and the Pathfinder School. What I want to talk to you about today is a couple of different variations of a knot, very similar to a timber hitch. That if you understand how to tie a timber hitch, you can modify it two different ways to use it for three different applications in camp. Stay with me. All right, so first let's look at a normal timber hitch. We're going to use a blanket roll here for our second demonstration, but we'll go ahead and tie a timber hitch on this like we would if we were pulling a log or something like that, which is what the timber hitch was originally created for anyway. So we would come around that object and take a bight of line around and wrap that 3 times. And that would give us what's called a timber hitch, so that when we pull down on that, it's going to be self-tightening. But when we let tension off of it, it's going to loosen. And that's what was good about this for dragging heavy timbers around with horses and things back in the day, was that you could put a lot of extreme tension on this, but when you let the tension off of it, it was very easy to get it undone to reuse that rope for the next log. Now, let's get away from this white rope for a minute. Let's grab a piece of orange paracord that you can see really well, because paracord is going to work better for this next application. Now, if we take that same timber hitch, let's say we want to use it for a cinching type knot, and we want to wrap up this blanket roll and tighten it down to mount it to our backpack or wherever the case may be. If we take and tie a timber hitch in this, just a normal timber hitch, what's going to happen is when we tighten this up, it's going to tighten down, but as soon as we let go, it's not under tension anymore, so it's going to release. The way we circumvent that, to use this as a cinching knot, is we come through that loop a second time and create what's called a round turn here. When we pull that down tight, it's going to be self-locking, and it's not going to come undone. Now we can secure that with a half hitch down here on the bottom, underneath, if that's what we choose to do, just for a little more security, like this, and be good. When we pull that out, if we pull tension this direction, we release all of that. So it also releases very easily from being under tension, but it will hold that constricting pattern to give you a cinching knot. Now we're going to take that same methodology and tie this timber hitch just a little bit different and create an adjustable hitch. Okay, so let's look at a hitch that's kind of a variation of that same timber hitch type look. If we come around this tree and we wrap this around, if we put this up this side of the line, then we're forming what's called a timber hitch. If instead of doing that, we go up the opposite line with our 3 wraps, just like this, when we dress that down, if we come around that next wrap and capture both ropes and tie a half hitch in that, just like this, we now have what's called an adjustable or Crowley hitch. So we have an adjustable hitch on our line that we can move and adjust tension on, but it will hold with lots of force. It ties very much like a timber hitch, which makes it very easy to remember. Okay, so there's 3 ways of using a very similar tying method to a timber hitch that you can get 3 very different results. And that is smart because it's easy to remember. So the more things you can learn like that, like our marlin spike hitch, that can be used in many different ways in camp. If you can remember the different ways to manipulate this rope in similar to a timber hitch fashion, you gain the same result for different things. Okay, guys, I appreciate you joining me for this video today. I thank you for everything you do for our school, for our family, and for our business. For all our sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends. I'll be back with another video as soon as I can. Thanks, guys.